So if you want a healthier, thicker, and overall better looking lawn, you came to the right place. So stay tuned so I can show you one of the most important things that you can do to make your lawn better looking. When it comes to cool season lawns, typically in the fall, we're talking about overseeding. And so overseeding, what that is essentially taking grass seed and spreading it evenly across a large area, such as my entire front yard here. And there are a few steps that need to happen in order for this to be successful. I want to take you through those. Step one, before you overseed, you want to mow a little bit lower than you usually do and get that grass out of here. So whenever we overseed, we want the grass seed to get down into the dirt, and we want as much sunlight to be able to get on that grass seed because that's going to help it grow. Now that we have our grass cut down, shorter, ready to go, we need some seed to soil contact. We are going to do that two main ways. You don't have to do both. You can choose one or the other. If you have compacted soil, I recommend core aeration. And so core aeration, essentially, it takes these tines, puts them into the ground, and it pulls out little cores, usually about 2 to 3 inches. I am kind of an expert when it comes to 3 inches, and I think 3 inches is very good. So if you've ever been on a sports field, a football field, usually in the fall, and you see those little plugs, little dirt turds, lawn turds, that is because the field has been aerated. So what aeration does, aeration is very good. If you have never done it and you aerate, even if you don't overseed, which I do recommend overseeding, even if you don't, a few weeks later your lawn will look better almost automatically, because what it does, it loosens up the soil, it allows water, nutrients, it allows your roots to just spread out and take off, and so it's just a very good thing. The second way is actually dethatching or power raking. Essentially what you're doing there, you're running a machine with these tines over it. It is ripping up a lot of junk and lawn debris, getting it out of the ground and allowing your lawn to breathe. And so if you have never dethatched your lawn or power raked your lawn, that is another good thing to do. You may have to do both of these. If you've never done anything, you may be better off doing both of these, but usually you're going to do one or the other. Also is going to rough up the top layer of the soil and allow this seed to have a place to germinate. So once we have our lawn mowed, we've got our seed to soil contact with either aeration or dethatching, it is time to spread our seed. So when it comes to picking a grass seed that you're going to put in your lawn, it all depends on where you're at, what you already have in your lawn, all this stuff. I can't tell you exactly what you should go with. I can tell you I have tall fescue. Last year I overseeded with Kentucky bluegrass, and people who say that Kentucky bluegrass overseeding is a waste of time and money, you're wrong, because you can see germination in 5 days with good Kentucky bluegrass. That being said, tall fescue will probably germinate faster than Kentucky bluegrass, perennial ryegrass even faster than that. So you just kind of have to choose what grass seed you want. But once you figure it out, all you're going to do, just like you're spreading fertilizer, spread your grass seed evenly across the entire lawn. Don't worry about doing anything else. You don't have to really rake it in. You don't have to do anything else. Just let it sit with water. That grass seed should work its way down to the soil. Once we get our grass seed down, we need to feed it. So we need to use something with the middle number. That's phosphorus. That's what's going to help drive the roots. So you can go out, you can get a granular fertilizer, you can get a liquid fertilizer, you can get something labeled a starter fertilizer. Those are designed for seeding time, but the only thing special about those is it has a smaller number of nitrogen, it has a higher number of phosphorus, and so that is not going to cause your old grass to grow too fast, and it is going to help drive your roots. And so I'll put some options down below. You can check it out, both granular and liquid. One thing to consider at this time, I do recommend getting good quality grass seed that has 0 weed seeds. If you want to know what I'm using in my lawn, I'll link that down below because I get questions all the time. Even though we are using seed with 0% weed seeds, anytime we're seeding, aerating, dethatching, anytime that we are seeding, aerating, dethatching, anything like that, even though we are using seed with 0% weed seeds, we're still at risk for bringing seeds up to the surface and having them germinate. And so one thing that to consider that you could do is using something like mesotrione, that is tenacity in the liquid form. It's also Scott's starter fertilizer with weed preventer, has mesotrione in it. And so again, I'll link those down below. Something to think about that will help prevent a lot of weeds from coming in here. It does a very good job. I use it every time I seed because I think it works very, very well. So when it comes to watering the lawn, for grass seed specifically, you really want to keep the ground moist. You don't want it to be sopping wet. You don't want it to dry out. So really, in the fall time, it's best, I typically do 3 times a day. Each sprinkler is going to be different, but I've figured out here on mine, I pretty much water 3 times a day, about 7 minutes each time. And so first watering will be about 8. That dew will carry me through till the morning. About 8 o'clock I'll water. About 4 hours later, noon, water again. 4 hours later, 4 o'clock, water again. And that will get me through the nighttime. So moral of the watering story, get it wet, keep it wet, but don't put it away wet. Alright, so that is it for my process of overseeding. One of the most important and most beneficial things that you can do for your lawn. I actually have each of these steps in a full video. I'll link those down below if you want to check those out. If you have any questions, please. There goes True Green. Design that green though. But if you want to check those videos out, I'll leave them linked down below so you can get more in-depth about each of these steps. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.